Boys, we had the game.
Fun games.
We had the game of the year. We had the game of the year on Saturday.
Yeah.
The Red River Rivalry. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys caught it. I don't know if you did or not. I hope you guys caught it. A very good game.
A good majority of it.
Action-packed game. That first quarter, we had Quinn Ewers picked off on his first throw of the game, third play of the game, first throw of the game, resulting in a 7-0 start. Dylan Gabriel with a 9-yard touchdown scamper just picked apart Texas's defense after that interception. Ewers finally got the Longhorns going on drive 2 just to get picked again at the 3-yard line. Forced Oklahoma to go 3 and out. Blocked punt in the end zone. 7-7 game. That's in just 5 minutes. That was in just 5 minutes of the game. First quarter was electric. Ending of the game was electric. Ultimately, Oklahoma surprisingly took this one 34-30. First matchup of the season. I say first because we might get another, but we'll talk about that
again.
What were general thoughts on the game?
It's kind of sad because you kind of saw Quinn Ewers crumble under the pressure in the beginning, and it was really sad. I say the beginning, but by the beginning I mean the first 2 possessions. You saw him kind of like just almost starstruck by the game, and be like, it's a little scary because in championship games and stuff like that, you can't do that. So
is it Quinn Ewers stumbling, or is Oklahoma's defense that good?
Oklahoma's defense might be that good.
They look really good. A lot of what we were saying before the game. What Brent Venables is what you're about to say there, Joe.
Brent Venables. Jeez. Let a good one go in Clemson with that one. Very happy that he's finally finding some success in Oklahoma, because this Oklahoma team, that was the only thing that was keeping them behind or not on pace with some of the SEC, juggernauts that they were playing in like the playoffs and stuff like that, was that their defense just had no answer for any of these offenses. And now Brett Venable is in that system helping that team. There's a good chance they got a shot at something this year. Oklahoma looked real good.
They looked very good.
They did. A lot of what we were saying before this game was that Oklahoma might not be tested. Oklahoma hasn't played a strong schedule. Texas has bigger goals in mind. I think that got shut up really quickly. On some occasions, especially in college football, what you'll see with a team who isn't tested is a lot of times, yes, that team in the bigger moments might crumble, at least the first time around. But sometimes what you get with a team who has not been tested is you get to see a sleeping giant come alive. You get to see a team who hasn't gotten the opportunity to be tested yet wake up and just enter the slaughterhouse, which it wasn't necessarily that, but in perspective, it really was. Oklahoma came in. You could tell they were the team who wanted this game more, and it was fun to see. Dylan Gabriel wanted this game more. Last minute, 17 seconds. That drive to put this game away, that was electric. That kid is fun to watch.
What a drive. What a defensive stand by Oklahoma to get Texas to kick that field goal right before like a minute and a half left in the game, where you have Dylan Gabriel just, money drive on 3, money drive on me. He said, I'm going to take this down and we're going to win this ball game. And nothing but respect. That play call was real nice too on the offensive end. The defense was completely confused, had no idea.
And I think we've seen Oklahoma look really good this whole season, but I think this was their first full complete game.
Yeah.
And that offense is scary.
That whole team is scary. Dylan Gabriel.
That whole team is scary, but
Dylan Gabriel, we
scary.
haven't talked about him much for Heisman yet, but I'm telling you right now, his numbers are right there in the top 2 right now with Caleb Williams, and he's kind of right in line with Michael Penix Jr. as well. This kid's balling out. This kid is balling out.
He's got it all.
He's definitely got it all.
He can do it all.
This first matchup's out of the way. Again, absolutely electric game. There's not a lot of Texas games that have me on the edge of my seat. Not a lot of Oklahoma games that have me on the edge of my seat. Combine the two, and you get a really good matchup every year. Are we going to get this matchup twice this year?
Probably.
That is the question.
I don't see anyone else competing for that. I don't see anyone else competing with those two teams.
Now, a trend that Texas has, and they might completely eliminate that trend this year. A trend that Texas has is they take that big loss, and all of a sudden, team expectations, team mentality kind of readjusts itself with that squad, with how their coaching staff has been in the past. And sometimes you'll get a blunder here and there. You've got Kansas State coming up, or no? Yeah, I think you've got Kansas State coming up. After that, I don't see anybody in the Big 12 that's really gonna test them. I guess
I will agree with though. The historically they do get down on themselves as a team, because it's like, well, once we lose that one, there's no guarantee that we're going to be doing anything, that means that much to us at the end of the year, outside of, a bowl game that we could probably win. That we're not actually competing for a championship at that point. And then it can definitely be deflating for like the locker room, but I feel like if you're this Texas team, this one loss can't define you. You have to come back. You have to make it a point to go to the Big 12 championship game and meet this Oklahoma team there and beat them. You have to make it your whole goal.
It seems like Sark definitely has the culture of this team turned around to a certain degree. Right now, you're only one loss, and your one loss is to a team that now looks like they could be a national championship contender as well. And you run the table. You make it back to that Big 12 title game, which is very likely for both of these teams. You shut Oklahoma up. You beat them this time, and you're right there in the playoff. Quite possibly, if you're one loss, you're right there in the playoff as a 1 seed. I think Georgia probably takes that. Michigan might be ahead of them too if they win that Ohio State matchup. So you might be a 3 seed. But you're right there. You're right there in the playoff, playing probably one of those two teams, Michigan or Georgia. And I think they can compete against either of those squads where they're at right now.
Yeah, Texas just can't write themselves off after this loss. I got to realize, they're still realistically, if you look at them, they're like a relatively inexperienced team to an extent, with their stars. And so they're coming into a game and they're expecting, they have all these high expectations and everything like that. And sometimes you just don't get it done. It's not that they didn't play a very good game or anything like that. It's not like they beat themselves. Well, I guess the first quarter they kind of beat themselves, but over the course of the whole game, over the course of the game, they played right with one of the best teams in the country. And you can't just be like, oh, well, we lost. See ya.
Yeah.
They gotta. I feel like they'll keep going.
Which is a very common thing for Texas. But we'll see if they bounce back. We'll see if that culture has changed. It's a test now. To see if they've changed.